After starting this module, you shall be able to learn the meaning and scope of ICT, identify the macroeconomic factors that affect growth, evaluate impact of ICT on foreign direct investment, evaluate impact of ICT on gross domestic product, evaluate impact of ICT on investment. Let us start by studying about information and communication technology. In the growing era of liberalization, globalization and privatization, information and communication technology has taken a grip over the society. Technology has become indispensable in the current scenario. ICT is a tool which helps in achieving tasks in a speedy and an efficient way. ICT acts as a catalyst for the development process. As per Department of School Education Literacy Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India, 2012, ICT is defined as all devices, tools, content, resources, forums and services, digital and those that can be converted into or delivered through digital forms which can be deployed for realizing the goals of teaching learning, enhancing access to and reach of resources, building of capacities as well as management of the educational system. The scope and applicability of ICT is widespread. Technology has become a part of parcel of everyone's life. It has made world a global village. Technological advances have brought with it a lot of changes in the employment structure, standard of living, educational and literacy levels. But like everything else, technology also comes at a cost that it poses on the illiterate people, warfare and impact on the environment. ICT along with it brings a lot of challenges apart from the opportunities. A major section of the country's population is still devoid of the technological process that is taking place. ICT impacts social, political, cultural and economic activities of a nation. It has to be ensured that the benefits of ICT outweigh the cost involved, only then it will prove fruitful for the nation. Information and communication technology can play a vital role in the growth and development of a country. It can act as a catalyst for enabling positive changes in different sectors, can enable growth, development, increase productivity and competitiveness of different sectors. Higher growth trajectories can be attained with the presence of ICT. Developing countries like India are trying their best to improve ICT conditions so that country experience increases in economic activities. Well-defined ICT structure provide good opportunities for trade and investment. It helps in building and maintaining relations with rest of the world, becomes a source of competitive advantage and provide opportunities for social and economic development. There is a wide consensus that ICT promotes growth. In this module, we will see how it does that. We will study the relation between ICT and different macroeconomic indicators. Over the years, India's information and communication technology has witnessed higher growth rates and it has made its place in global markets as well. In this module, we will be looking at the direct and indirect macroeconomic impacts of ICT on growth. The impact of ICT can be felt on FDI, investment patterns, employment levels, wage levels, inflation, productivity, growth, exchange rates, trade barriers, political stability, infrastructure, risk, operating cost, currency strength, trade balance and other parameters. Let us now move over to analyze the relation between ICT and gross domestic product, ICT and foreign direct investment and ICT and investment. Let us move over to study the macroeconomic impact of ICT. In this section, we will be looking at the meaning of foreign direct investment. What is the relation between information and communication technology and foreign direct investment? How and to what extent ICT promote foreign direct investment in the country? What are the economic consequences of increased FDI? Let us start by defining foreign direct investment FDI. Foreign direct investment is the control over ownership in a business enterprise in one country by an entity based in some other country. It is when people from foreign country invest funds in an enterprise or firm that operates in domestic country, then it is termed as foreign direct investment. If the level of investment is more than or equal to 10% of ordinary shares, foreign investors have management and voting rights. FDI does not include ownership in stock and share market. Horizontal FDI, platform FDI, and vertical FDI are different types of FDI. The relation between ICT and FDI is two-way, especially in the case of India, a developing country. Information and communication technologies bring FDI, but in India, FDI brings more and better information and communication technologies. There are many factors which attract FDI in a country, and ICT is one among them. The reason that it is given so much importance is because of the growing share of FDI coming from ICT sector. ICT attracts FDI both directly and indirectly. It attracts FDI by reducing search time and cost and by increases in productivity and efficiency. Information and communication technologies act as a pull factor for FDI. Studies conducted show that there is a positive correlation between growth of internet users and FDI. A 10% increase in internet users bring 2% increase in FDI. Changkyu Choi 2003. The reason for the same could be attributed to the fact that because of the internet there is a reduction in search cost and time, and this lower cost means that there are lower barriers to entry which would lead to higher productivity and higher FDI. If the information and communication technologies are good, then investors of the foreign firm could be easily contacted. There would be no communication delays and there will be timely and correct flow of information. All this will provide favorable opportunities for the businesses to expand. This will attract more FDI and hence higher skills and employment in the economy will be produced. Apart from the direct effects, ICT pose indirect effects also. Presence of ICT delivers good infrastructure which enhances the lucrativeness for foreign countries to invest in home country. It also increased the absorption of spillovers and linkages which arise from FDI. ICT offers higher opportunities to people from different communities to associate with economic activities which are linked to FDI. ICT increases the knowledge, skills, and widens the scope of employment from the activities of foreign countries in the domestic countries. So, because of the infrastructural benefits that come with ICT in FDI, there are higher
chances of benefits being realized through linkages. Another indirect benefit of ICT in FDI is that there is increased transparency and therefore less changes of corrupt practices. Apart from this, ICT offers new opportunities for innovation and entrepreneurship, thereby promoting investment in FDI. All these factors make foreign investors all the more interested in investing in domestic country. Gross domestic product is defined as the money value of all final goods and services produced within the national borders of a country during a particular year. The relation between GDP and ICT can be established in the sense that as there are advancements in information and communication technologies in a country, the higher is the value of final goods and services which will be produced. Let us substantiate this fact with the help of data. If we look at the data of gross domestic product from communication sector from 2004-2005 to 2008-2009, we observe that over the years there has been a rise in the share of GDP increased from 581.44 billion in 2004-2005 to 1403.69 billion for the year 2008-2009. The share in the public sector has risen over the years, the share being 420.58 billion in 2004-2005 increased to 777.38 billion in the year 2008-2009. The following table gives the data of GDP from communication, and we observe that it shows an increasing trend. As per the Hindu Survey of Indian Industry 2004, ICT accounts for only 2% of India's GDP, provides employment to 4 million people, accounts for 30% of foreign exchange flows, and 14% of exports. The data given is not very accurate but gives us an idea of the presence of ICT in different macroeconomic indicators. ICT offers more opportunities for growth, especially in a developing country like India, allowing expansion in trade and economic activities. Growing presence of ICT has opened up higher growth prospects for the Indian economy. Global relations have been strengthened and it paves the way for a better and a developed future. If we look at figures of gross domestic product at current prices, we observe that they have increased from 19,250 billion rupees for the year 2000-2001 to rupees 43,209 billion rupees in 2007-2008. If we look at the share of computer related services under ICT component, we observe that there has been a sharp rise over the years. Computer related services increased from rupees 318 billion rupees 2000-2001 to rupees 931 billion rupees 2007-2008. The share of ICT sector to total GDP was 5.86% during 2007-2008, while it was only 3.41% for the year 2000-2001. If we look at the table, we will observe that the share of ICT services to GDP is also increasing over the years. The following table gives an account of GDP contribution within ICT sector. ICT and investment. ICT can be an effective tool for attracting heavy amount of investments in the country if used properly. To improve investment environment of a country, investment promotion intermediaries IPIs are playing a vital role. They are set up to facilitate investments at the domestic and international level so that they become a major contributor to national income instead of the traditional role of providing websites. IPIs have taken a step forward towards having a strong online presence in different segments. With the usage of IPIs, efforts are being in the direction to attract more and retain higher FDI in the country so that maximum benefits can be reaped. With advances in information and communication technology, they can be tailored so as to attract more investments, especially in the sectors that contribute to development. If more FDI comes in infrastructure, insurance, utilities, or educational sector, then it would be more beneficial for the growth of the economy. Other benefits can that come from ICT in investment are that most of the information is available online. So better ICT helps investors decide lucrative investment options. Investors can online search for different avenues that are available to them. They can easily look at competitors' course of action. Information is available readily and freely, and they can be assured of transparency in their decisions. The use of ICT becomes very useful, especially at initial stages of research, as without contacting IPIs, investors can have full knowledge of the firms and its competitors with the information available online. So, ICT helps investors take biased decisions without spending money on gathering information. For small and medium sized firms, this is very helpful as they don't otherwise have access to information on investment opportunities, and acquiring information through ICT drastically reduces their search cost. Some of the difficulties that are associated with gathering information on investment through ICT are: websites don't have well structured inquiry handling system, existence of deficiencies in systems, poor client handling skills, investors' queries are not handled properly. Still, advantages that ICT has to offer in investment exceeds cost, so it is advantageous for people as well as the country if there is a rise in investment in the nation, as this will lead to growth of the country. For attracting more investment, efforts can be made in this direction. Information should be presented in such a way so that it becomes easily accessible. Negative investors should be eliminated. Lags in system should be reduced. Sophisticated tools should be made to address investor queries. Response rate to queries should be reduced. There should be linkages with government organizations. User friendly content should be developed. There should be proper dissemination of information. Better websites should be made. Awareness should be increased, and investors' queries should be addressed timely. All this will attract investment through ICTs and will boost economy of the country. ICT and other indicators. Other indicators that determine growth of the country through the ICT are that if a country has comparative advantages over the services, then the global demand for the services would be high and it would be beneficial for the domestic economy. Another parameter is spillover effects. If the ICT has positive spillover effect, for example, if because of ICT more people are getting employed, more people are learning new skills, earning capacity of the people is increasing, there is higher investment, confidence of the investors is increasing, then it will bring growth for the economy. Whether the ICT entails positive or negative externality on the society is also a major determining factor. Information and communication technology is one of the most significant development that has taken place in the Indian economy. ICT is prevalent in all different walks of life. It has made its contribution in all different dimensions: economic, legal, social, cultural, political, behavioral, and environmental. Effects of ICT can be felt in different sectors as well. It has effects on employment levels, GDP levels, operation of free markets, poverty, rural development, empowerment, environmental development, and other sectors as well. The rising contribution of ICT in different macroeconomic indicators shows the extent to which economy is influenced by ICT. The expansion of ICT in all the sectors will help foster development in the economy. This will make world global village with expansion in skill set, educational levels and promotion of harmony and integrity in the state. ICT is acting as a catalyst for Indian growth.
In this module, we learned that ICT is defined as all devices, tools, content, resources, forums and services, digital and those that can be converted into or delivered through digital forms, which can be deployed for realizing the goals of teaching learning, enhancing access to and reach of resources, building of capacities as well as management of the educational system. Impact of ICT can be felt on FDI, investment patterns, employment levels, wage levels, inflation, productivity, growth, exchange rate, trade barriers, political stability, infrastructure, risk, operating cost, currency strength, and trade balance. Foreign direct investment is the control over ownership in a business enterprise in one country by an entity based in some other country. Studies conducted show that there is a positive correlation between growth of internet users and FDI. Gross domestic product is defined as the money value of all final goods and services produced within the national borders of a country during a particular year. If we look at figures of gross domestic product at current prices, we observe that they have increased from 19,550 billion rupees for the year 2000-2001 to 43,209 billion rupees in 2007-2008. ICT can be an effective tool for attracting heavy amount of investments in the country if used properly. For the purpose of improving investment environment of a country, investment promotion intermediaries are playing a vital role. Difficulties associated with gathering information on investment through ICT are: websites don't have well-structured inquiry handling system, existence of deficiencies in systems, poor client handling skills, investors' queries are not handled properly. The rising contribution of ICT in different macroeconomic indicators shows the extent to which economy is influenced by ICT, and there are